The TV show Victorious is a show that I enjoyed a lot as a kid. In that show, the most mocked character is Robbie, an awkward nerd who carries a ventriloquist puppet around with him. By contrast, Beck is the most desirable male character, who is cool and more conventionally masculine. In The Breakfast Club, both Bender and Andrew end up with the two girls Claire and Allison. Brian, the nerd, is left without. In The Big Bang Theory, the four main male characters are constantly mocked by their inability to be successful with women. Raj, the most effeminate male character, is the one who ends up single, while the other three end up married. Feminists would call these men nice guys, as in men who act nice to try and get sex or a romantic relationship with women. I think this is unfair and very hypocritical. Of course, hypocrisy is the basis of feminism. What these men are men who lack traditional masculinity and so are therefore perceived as unattractive to most women due to not being able to cultivate the qualities that women find desirable in men. These qualities are known by feminists as toxic masculinity or benevolent sexism. But what they really are what most heterosexual women find attractive in men. My name is Aruna Macha, and you're watching The Rational Female. If you enjoy my content, give the video a like and subscribe to my channel. If you browse through the romance genre on Amazon, you will find images of men who are physically muscular and toned. Frequent subgenres include mafia romance, cowboy romance, bad boy romance, and dark romance. When it comes to what women fantasize about, it's men who embody traditional masculinity, not insecure men lacking backbone. Now, there's nothing wrong with a man being soft and tender at times. A lot of old Hollywood men were gentle and smooth. But when it comes to what women like, it's men who are comfortable in their masculine core. What is meant by this? The ability to take charge, make decisions, be financially stable, ask a woman out, decide where to go, and not be a walkover or a pushover. Women tend to subtly test men who show them interest to see if the man will remain calm under pressure or if he will show weakness and be apologetic. For example, if a woman tells a man off for something small and the man instantly sends her a long-winded apology, this comes across as unattractive. Instead of being overly apologetic, the man could spin it around and say something like, "Yes, I know, I'm an idiot, that's why you're with me." Something lighthearted, or just a very light apology, but not going into a long depth about it. Howard Wolowitz in The Big Bang Theory actually does this very well. I think his relationship with Bernadette is the healthiest relationship in the show, which is saying a lot. Bernadette is frequently horrible to him, but he doesn't react by appeasing her or being overly apologetic the way that Leonard reacts with Penny. Instead, Howard uses light humor and self-deprecation. He is aware that he is an idiot, but he doesn't apologize for this too much. When a man behaves in a way towards his partner that shows he is aware of his shortcomings, but not apologizing unnecessarily for them, it creates respect because it signifies confidence. Another character who does this effortlessly is Dwight in The Office. Dwight frequently acts like an idiot, but he never apologizes for it. He shows moments of genuine kindness, such as comforting Pam when she is crying over Jim, or when he goes to New York to deliver Angela's forms, and then he briefly quits. Of course, he does kill Angela's cat, which is pretty bad. But even when he does stupid things, his heart is usually in the right place. Dwight is obviously a knob, but he is respected by his woman, and he and Angela do end up married. This is because he retains his masculinity. He is not lenient or accommodating. A lot of women are attracted to men who can laugh at themselves and go through life not taking things too seriously. This symbolizes confidence, but also a sense that the man is not going to crack or crumble under pressure. Women like men who can handle themselves. There is a reason why historically men were not supposed to cry or show emotional vulnerability. I do think that maybe this was too extreme, and there are times when it's fine for a man to cry in front of other people, such as at a funeral, or if he's in serious physical pain, or if something awful has happened like his mother is in hospital. However, I'm of the view that it's generally unattractive for men to cry in front of women over something small. I don't think it's attractive for men to indulge in emotions. I also don't think that it's good for women to do the same, but women are naturally more emotionally expressive than men, so there are times when women will naturally be more emotional or display more overt emotionality because that is how we naturally are. Women and men are different, and we behave and express ourselves differently. This is not a bad thing. It's how romantic relationships work and are successful. Because once again, women are not drawn to overly sensitive men. Women are drawn to men who are emotionally strong. Feminists always say that men should open up and be more emotional. Yet women don't actually want this. Look at romance books. There is a difference between being genuinely kind, gentle, and tender, and crying or getting upset all the time over something small. It shows that you can't handle life as a man, and that's unattractive. Again, expressing genuine vulnerability at times is very nice and fine, but I'm talking about constantly, complaining or weeping or just showing that you can't handle the pressures of life. The male characters in Disney films embody this balance very well. Prince Eric, Hercules, Captain Phoebus, they are all good men who are soft and tender towards their female love interests, but they're also strong physically and emotionally, and they're respected by other men for what they do. This is a positive, healthy depiction of masculinity. It's not about telling men to become rocks, nor saying that it's okay for men to be overly sensitive all the time. It's about walking that line between emotional stability and genuine vulnerability. No one should listen to feminists because feminists are hypocritical and reject basic biological differences between men and women. This is why a lot of men now are confused and think being a feminine man is attractive to women. There's a difference between being a tender, masculine man and being overly sensitive. And by the way, I'm talking about the majority of women. Some women probably like more feminine men who are very emotional and cry a lot, and that's fine. But the overall general female population is drawn to men who display traditionally masculine traits. The most attractive celebrity men are men like Idris Elba, George Clooney, and Chris Hemsworth. These men are all traditionally masculine, and they don't appear to break down and cry all the time. They handle things. They can hold the fort. That is what a man is supposed to do. I don't think it's bad for a man to enjoy some feminine things like watching rom-coms, baking, or wearing perfume. Personal interests and preferences are fine, just like some women are very athletic and sporty. But in terms of how a man behaves in a relationship, I am of the view that in most cases, men should be masculine and women should be feminine because this dynamic works best. A woman wants to feel protected and cared for, like she has someone that she can lean on. A man wants to feel like he is coming home to a place of emotional stability and peace. We complement each other, and this works very well. Dan Bacon, the modern man, is an interesting male dating coach that I have watched and read extensively just for pure curiosity. I don't agree with everything he says, and his content is aimed at men, but I think that he presents a good argument for what women generally find attractive and how women often say one thing but mean something very different. Women say they want men to cry and be vulnerable, but actually want men who are not like this. The men and women of my generation have been done dirty by feminism because of a collapse in traditional gender roles. I think that in some cases this isn't so bad, and I'm not someone who believes in rigid gender roles, as in women can't work and men shouldn't cry. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that generally, relationships work best when a man behaves like a man and a woman behaves like a woman in terms of how we relate to each other and handle conflict. This makes women feel safe and secure and makes men feel like men. Do let me know your thoughts on this below. For regular essays critiquing feminism, follow my Rational Female Substack. Link is available here or in the description below.